It was the year 1873, in a quiet German village shadowed by dense forests and cobblestone streets. The world had begun to celebrate the wonders of science, microscopes revealing hidden worlds, doctors unraveling mysteries of the body. But even in this age of discovery, some things remained beyond explanation. And so, Emma Richter entered the lives of her neighbors like a riddle wrapped in flesh and bone. Emma was born on a rainy April morning, her cries stronger than anyone had ever heard. As she grew, it became clear she was different. She learned to speak unusually early, her memory sharp beyond comprehension. By the age of 5, she could recite long passages of poetry she had only heard once. And yet, for all her brilliance, there was something uncanny about her presence, a quiet force that unsettled adults and children alike. Her parents, simple farmers, noticed something strange. Emma seemed unaffected by illness. A fever that felled her older siblings barely touched her. Doctors were called, scratching their heads at her immunity, taking notes, and shaking their heads. She laughed when the physicians whispered about genetic anomalies, though she didn't yet know what those words meant. To the villagers, she was both miracle and puzzle. When Emma began school, her teachers were astonished. While other children struggled with arithmetic and spelling, Emma mastered complex mathematics as if the numbers themselves bowed to her will. But her intellect came with a shadow. She would stare silently at people, predicting their next words with unnerving accuracy. Whispers began to follow her. "That girl, she knows things she shouldn't." Word of Emma reached the city. Scholars, curious and skeptical, arrived with notebooks and instruments, hoping to capture her abilities under the cold lens of science. They tested her memory, her comprehension, even her physical responses. Yet every test only deepened the mystery. No formula could explain her mind. No experiment could account for her peculiar resistance to illness or fatigue. Emma herself did not understand. She felt her mind move differently, faster than anyone else's, yet she could not explain why. She knew thoughts and truths that others did not, sometimes sensing danger or illness before it happened. At night, she wrote in journals filled with strange diagrams and symbols she could not even read aloud. It was as though a part of her existed somewhere beyond the ordinary world. In the village, reactions were mixed. Some revered her, leaving gifts at her door and calling her blessed. Others feared her, locking windows and whispering prayers. Children avoided her, unsure if she was a friend or a threat. Even adults, steeped in logic and faith alike, were unsettled by a child who seemed to exist beyond both. One winter, a deadly illness swept through the village. Families fell ill overnight, beds lined with fevered bodies. Yet Emma walked among them, untouched, comforting the sick, predicting recoveries and deaths with eerie precision. Villagers began to see her not just as different, but as something more, a living enigma, a force beyond human understanding. When the doctors and scholars returned, eager to study Emma further, they were confronted by something science could not measure: empathy. Emma seemed to understand suffering in ways no textbook could capture. Instruments recorded nothing new, yet her presence healed, calmed, and inspired. The scientists left, notebooks heavy with unanswered questions, muttering about forces they could not quantify. As the years passed, Emma's legend grew. Stories of her abilities spread beyond the village. She could predict storms, locate lost objects, and speak in languages she had never learned. Rumors blurred the line between fact and fiction. Scholars and skeptics alike debated her existence, some claiming she was a child prodigy, others whispering of the supernatural. Emma, however, remained grounded in her own quiet reality. She did not seek fame or fear. She simply observed, learned, and helped where she could. Her journals, filled with symbols and insights, hinted at thoughts and patterns the human mind could not yet comprehend. She existed in a liminal space, neither fully of this world nor apart from it. One day, a mysterious illness threatened the village again. Emma, now in her teens, took charge, directing care and predicting recoveries with uncanny accuracy. When she herself fell ill briefly, panic spread, but she recovered swiftly, leaving scholars dumbfounded. Even medical texts could not explain her resilience, and Emma remained the mystery that science could not crack. Eventually, the scholars stopped coming. They realized that no matter the tests, instruments, or theories, Emma could not be contained in numbers or words. Some called her a genius, others called her a miracle. Yet Emma did not care for titles. She lived quietly, helping, observing, and leaving traces of wonder in the world around H.